Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Hello viewers, I Muhammad Abdul Habib welcome you all to Siasat-Ms intensive supplementary coaching classes. In this session, we will be discussing chapter 4, preparation of subsidiary books for intermediate first year students, the weightage for which is 5 marks. ये जो चैप्टर है इसमें से एक प्रॉब्लम आपको कंपलसरी आएगा, इसका वेटेज है 5 marks. The weightage for this topic is 5 marks. How many subsidiary books are there? There are 8 kinds of subsidiary books: purchases book, purchase returns book, sales returns book, cash book, bills receivable book, bills payable book, and journal proper. So in this session, we'll try to complete 2 topics: preparation of subsidiary books and journal proper, or else we'll solve the problems of subsidiary books. तो subsidiary books का जो प्रॉब्लम आएगा वो 5 मार्क्स के लिए आएगा. इसके बाद जो टॉपिक है ओपनिंग जनरल एंट्री या जनरल प्रॉपर या ओपनिंग जनरल एंट्री, उसका वेटेज 2 मार्क्स है. तो हाउ डू वी परचेज द गुड्स? हम सामान खरीदते के साथ बाय पेइंग कैश. हम सामान खरीदते, बदले में उसकी कीमत अदा करते, पैसा लेते और सामान बेचते. तो फर्स्ट दिस इज द जनरल एंट्री एट द टाइम ऑफ परचेजिंग गुड्स. अगर हम सामान खरीद रहे तो एंट्री क्या लिखते? परचेजेस अकाउंट डेबिट टू कैश अकाउंट. इफ वी आर परचेजिंग गुड्स then we'll be making cash payment. So this will be the general entry, purchases account debit to cash account. Or else we'll be purchasing the goods and we'll be making check payment. So the general entry will be purchases account debit to bank account. So when we have made the payment through cash, we have recorded the entry as purchases account debit to cash. When we are making the payment through check, we'll be writing the journal entry as purchases account debit to bank. तो हम पैसा देके खरीद रहे तो purchases to cash लिख रहे, चेक देके खरीद रहे तो purchases to bank लिख रहे. These 2 transactions, purchases to cash or purchases to bank, these 2 will be considered as cash transactions, जिसको हम नगद खरीदना बोलते हैं. Either we are making cash payment or we are paying through check. These 2 will be considered as cash transactions. And we do not record cash transactions in subsidiary books in this topic. ये टॉपिक में हम पैसा देके खरीदे तो भी नहीं लिखेंगे, चेक देके खरीदे तो भी नहीं लिखेंगे. Only the transaction of credit will be recorded at the time of preparing subsidiary books. यहाँ पे सिर्फ उधारी में जो खरीदते या उधारी में जो चीज बेचते, सिर्फ उसको रिकॉर्ड करना है. पैसे देके खरीदे, पैसे लेके बेचे, उसको रिकॉर्ड करना नहीं है. चेक देके खरीदे या चेक लेके बेचे, उसको रिकॉर्ड करना नहीं है. सिर्फ उधारी के ट्रांजैक्शन रिकॉर्ड करना है. तो हियर वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू रिकॉर्ड एनी कैश ट्रांजैक्शन, ओनली क्रेडिट ट्रांजैक्शंस विल बी रिकॉर्डेड हियर. क्रेडिट ट्रांजैक्शन कैसा मालूम होना? एट द टाइम ऑफ परचेजेस विल बी प्रोवाइडेड विद द नेम ऑफ ए पर्सन. परचेज्ड गुड्स फ्रॉम अब्दुल हबीब साहब. सो द जनरल एंट्री विल बी परचेजेस अकाउंट डेबिट टू अब्दुल हबीब साहब. तो जब खरीदे वक्त या बेचे वक्त किसी इंसान का नाम स्पेसिफाई करा हुआ रहता, इट इज ए क्रेडिट ट्रांजैक्शन. एट द टाइम ऑफ परचेज और एट द टाइम ऑफ सेल, इफ द नेम ऑफ ए पर्सन इज स्पेसिफाइड, इट इज ए क्रेडिट ट्रांजैक्शन एंड वी आर गोइंग टू रिकॉर्ड ओनली क्रेडिट ट्रांजैक्शंस हियर. सो परचेजेस टू कैश हम रिकॉर्ड नहीं करेंगे, परचेजेस टू बैंक रिकॉर्ड नहीं करेंगे. परचेजेस टू अब्दुल हबीब साहब में ये क्रेडिट ट्रांजैक्शन है, इसको हम रिकॉर्ड करेंगे. इट इज ए क्रेडिट ट्रांजैक्शन and we will be recording only this transaction while preparing subsidiary books. एक और transaction है, apart from purchasing goods, सामान खरीदने के बजाय we also purchase assets in our business. सामान के अलावा business organization में assets खरीदे जाते. For example, we have purchased furniture. तो उसकी general entry क्या आती? Furniture account debit to cash. If you are paying through check, the entry will be furniture account debit to bank. Or else if you are purchasing the furniture from Abdul Habib Saab, then the entry will be furniture account debit to Abdul Habib Sahab account. So neither we record cash transactions nor we record purchase of asset transactions. Furniture purchased to cash or check or furniture purchased on credit कुछ record नहीं करेंगे. So only transactions which have been purchased on credit will be recorded. The two transaction of goods. अपने को समझना क्या है यहाँ पे, सिर्फ जो goods उधारी में खरीदते हैं वो रिकॉर्ड करना है. जो goods नगद कैश देके खरीद रहे, चेक देके खरीद रहे, वो रिकॉर्ड करना नहीं है. एंड असेट्स परचेज ऑन कैश बेसिस और क्रेडिट बेसिस वो रिकॉर्ड करना नहीं है. So how do we record the credit transactions? When we are purchasing goods from Abdul Habib Saab, we have recorded the journal entry as purchases account debit to Abdul Habib Sahab account. So this is a credit transaction. This will be reading the journal entry. When we purchase the goods from A, we'll be writing the journal entry as purchases account debit to A account. Purchases account debit to A account. If we purchase the goods from B, we'll be writing the journal entry as purchases account debit to B account. If we purchase the goods from C, we'll be writing the journal entry as purchases account debit to C account. If we purchase the goods from D, we'll be writing the journal entry as purchases account debit to D account. So similarly, we can go up to Z. Purchase the goods from Z, we'll be writing the journal entry as purchases account debit to Z account. When we purchase the goods from 1, we'll be writing the journal entry as purchases account debit to 1. If we purchase goods from 2, we'll be writing the journal entry as purchases account debit to 2. As numbers are infinite, तो हम जिससे खरीद रहे वो बंदे का नाम लिखेंगे. As we purchase goods from Abdul Habib Saab, we have recorded the entry as purchases account debit to Abdul Habib Saab. When we purchase the goods from A, we have recorded the entry as purchases account debit to A account. If we purchase from B, we'll be writing the same entry. Instead of A, we'll be writing the name of B. So as the work is being repetitive in nature, एक ही चीज बार बार करते हुए इंसान को बोर होना शुरू होता. Then we take a book and we keep the name of the book as purchases book. तब हम क्या करेंगे, एक बुक लेंगे जिसका नाम purchases book रखेंगे. Purchases book, the format for which is date, particulars, inward invoice number, inward invoice number, LF, details, amount, rupees. तो यहाँ पे क्या करेंगे हम, instead of writing the journal entry, here we have purchased the goods from Abdul Habib Saab. So instead of writing the entry, we'll just write the name of Abdul Habib Saab here as Abdul Habib Sahab, and here we'll be writing the amount of goods purchased from Abdul Habib Saab. Then we purchased goods from A. So instead of writing the journal entry, we'll be writing the just name A, and here again we'll be writing the amount of goods purchased from A. Similarly, when we purchased goods from Sunday, instead of writing the journal entry as purchases account debit to Sunday account, we'll just write the name Sunday here with the amount of goods purchased from Sunday. So this is how we prepare subsidiary books. So now let us start the problems which are given in Telangana State Board of Intermediate Education Syllabus, PSBI. So let us start the chapter 4, preparation of subsidiary books. The weightage for which is 5 marks. So here is the problem, page number 110, question number 1. Record the following transactions in purchases book. The transactions are given for the year 2019 for the month of March. So here is our solution. Here is the heading purchases book, the format for which is date, particulars, inward invoice number, LF, which stands for ledger folio, details, amount, rupees. So the first transaction is given on 2019 March 1st, purchased goods from Anil 2000. So instead of writing the journal entry, we'll just post it as the date 2019 March 1 will be recorded here as 2019 March 1, 2019 March 1. As we have purchased the goods from Anil, the name of Anil will be shown in particulars column, and we have purchased goods. We have purchased goods for 2000. So 2000 will be shown in amount column as 2000 rupees. Then we have another transaction on March 3, bought goods from Raju 4000. So the date will be taken as March 3. In date column, we'll be writing the date as March 3. As we have purchased the goods from Raju, in particulars, we'll be writing the name Raju. As we have purchased goods worth 4000, 4000 will be shown in amount column as 4000. Then we have another transaction on March 7, purchased goods from Srikanth 5000 rupees, trade discount 10%. So first in date column, we'll be writing the date as March 7. As we have purchased goods from Srikanth, we'll be writing Srikanth. As we have trade discount for this transaction, the calculation will be done in details column first. We have purchased goods worth 5000. So 5000 will be shown in details column. Then we are availing a trade discount of 10% from Srikanth. So this will be subtracted as less trade discount. The calculation is done here as 5000 into 10 by 100. 0, 0, 0, 0 gets cancelled. Then 500 into 1, 500 divided by 1, it will be 500. How do we calculate 10%? Here is the calculation. 5000 into 10 divided by 100. So 0, 0, 0, 0 gets cancelled. 500 into 1, 500 divided by 1. Again, it will be 500. So this is how we need to do the calculation. One simple technique for calculating 10% is that whatever are the zeros given in the figure, we need to reduce one zero. If we need to calculate 10% of a value, then we need to reduce one zero of the given value. We have 5000 here. If you reduce one zero, it becomes 500. तो आपको जो भी वैल्यू का 10% निकालना है, अगर उसका कैलकुलेशन करें आप, तो जितने जीरोस दिए हुए रहेंगे उसमें से एक जीरो कम कर दीजिए, विल गेट द वैल्यू ऑफ 10%. Let us take an example of 1 lakh. इसका 10% निकालना है आपको, जस्ट एक जीरो कम कर दीजिए, तो इट बिकम्स 10,000. If you need to calculate 5%, just make the value, take its half value. 10,000 का half क्या हो जाता है? It becomes 5,000. If you want to calculate for 2.5%, then take its half value. 5,000 का half क्या होता है? It becomes 2,500. If it is given as 15%, 10% plus 5%, 10,000 plus 5,000, it becomes 15,000. So this is a simple technique for calculating percentages. अगर 10% कैलकुलेट करना है तो एक जीरो कम कर दीजिए, फिर 5% बोला तो जो वैल्यू आ रही उसमें से हाफ कर दीजिए. Then we have purchased goods worth 5,000 from Srikanth. So here we have shown it as Srikanth 5,000 rupees. Let's trade discount 5,000 into 10 by 100, which works out to be 500 rupees. So subtracting 500 from 5,000, the final amount 4,500 will be shown in outer column here as 4,500. Then we have a transaction on March 13, goods purchased from Venkat 1600. So here it will be shown as March 13, Venkat 1600. Then we have a transaction on March 18, purchased goods from Mahesh 1400. So here the date will be taken as March 18, Mahesh 1400. Then we have a transaction on March 24, purchases 3000. So here the transaction is given only as purchases. The name of a person has not been specified. Now, previous transaction, in every transaction, the name of a person was specified. In the first transaction, the name Anil was specified. The next transaction, Raju, the name is specified. In the next transaction, the name of a person, Srikanth, is specified. Then we have Venkat in our transaction. Then we have Mahesh. But in transaction dated March 24, it is only given as purchases. The name of a person is not specified. Then it is considered as a cash transaction, and we are not going to record cash transactions while preparing purchases book or sales book. We will be writing a note for it that transaction dated 24th March is a cash transaction. Hence, it is not recorded in purchases book. Then after March 24, we have a transaction on March 26, purchased goods from Ashok, 2,500. So here the date will be taken as March 26. The name of the person Ashok will be shown in particulars column. And the amount of purchases 2,500 will be shown in amount column. Then finally we'll be doing the total for this. 2000 plus 1 3000 plus 1 4000, 5000, 6000, 10,000, 14,000 plus 2 16,000. So here we'll be showing it as total 16,000. What does this mean? So it means that we have purchased goods from Anil, Raju, Shrikant, Venkat, Mahesh, Ashok, and Shrikant has given us a trade discount of 10%. So all these persons are our creditors because we have purchased goods from them on credit. इन लोगों से हम बिजनेस में पैसा सामान उधारी में खरीदे तो ये अपने बिजनेस के क्रेडिटर्स हो जाते. If someone asks on what date we have purchased goods from Anil and what is the value of goods, then directly we can see from this and tell that we have purchased goods from Anil on March 1 worth 2,000 rupees. From Raju, we purchased on March 3, 4,000 rupees. From Srikanth, we have purchased goods for 5,000, but he has given us a trade discount of 10%. So we are liable to make a payment of 4,500 to him. So what is the total amount that we are required to pay to our creditors? Then the answer is 16,000. So we need to remember the format for purchases book. The format for purchases book is date, particulars, inward invoice number, LF, details, amount, rupees. So we just need to write the date in date column. We need to write the name of the person from whom we have purchased the goods in particulars column, and we need to write the amount of goods purchased in amount column. If there is any calculation with regards to trade discount, it should be shown in details column. We are not going to write anything in LF column. And in inward invoice number, if any invoice number is specified in the question, we are going to write the invoice number for the particular transaction, or else we can just write it as 1, 2, 3, 4 here. So the weightage for this kind of problem is for 5 marks, and a compulsory question will be asked from the topic subsidiary books. Let us continue with the next problem with the same topic. Page number 110, question number 2. Prepare subsidiary books from the following. Here is the solution. What is the format for subsidiary books? Date, particulars, inward invoice number, LF, details, amount, rupees. The transactions are given for the year 2018 for the month of April. The first transaction is given on 2018 April 1 as purchased goods from Shekhar 4,000 rupees. So here the date will be taken as 2018 April 1. In particulars, we'll be writing it as Shekhar, and in amount column, we'll be writing it as 4,000 rupees. Then we have a transaction on April 4, cash purchases. Cash purchases means we are purchasing the goods and in return we are making the cash payment. So it is not a credit transaction. So this transaction will not be recorded here. So we'll be writing a note for it that transaction dated 4 is a cash transaction. Hence it is not recorded in purchases book. Then after April 4, we have a transaction on April 8. Bought goods from Sham. Bought ka matlab kya? We are purchasing goods. So purchased goods from Sham has been given here as bought goods from Sham. So worth 8,000 rupees, trade discount 5%. So first here we'll be writing it as April 8 Sham. As we have trade discount in this transaction, first we will be doing the calculation in details column. So we have purchased goods worth 8,000. So 8,000 less trade discount, which will be calculated as 8,000 into 5 by 100. So 0,000 gets cancelled. 80 into 5, it works out to be 400. What was the simple technique for calculating 10%? We need to reduce 1 0 from the given value. So out of 8,000, if you reduce 1 0, for 10%, it becomes 800. If 10% becomes 800, then 5% will become 400. So in a transaction, we are asked to avail a trade discount of 5%. So trade discount works out to be 400. Subtracting 400 from 8,000, it is 7,600. Then we have a transaction on April 12, goods purchased from Karthik 2,400. So here the date will be taken as April 12, Karthik 2,400. Then we have a transaction April 18, purchased goods from Naresh 3,000. The date will be taken as April 18, Naresh 3,000. Then we have a transaction on April 25, purchased furniture from Akash 6,000. So here in our previous transactions, it was given as purchased goods, goods purchased, goods purchased. But here it is given as purchased furniture. So these have been recorded, whereas purchased furniture, it is related to purchase of asset. Hence, this transaction will not be recorded. So at the time of solving the problem for subsidiary books on the topic purchases book or sales book, we just need to remember two things that we should not record. One, cash transactions will not be recorded, and another transaction which is not going to be recorded in purchases book or sales book is either purchase of asset और सेल ऑफ असेट. तो हम कैश ट्रांजैक्शन रिकॉर्ड नहीं करेंगे या असेट खरीदे या बेचे तो रिकॉर्ड नहीं करेंगे. So this transaction will not be recorded, for which we'll be writing a note that transaction dated April 25 is related to purchase of furniture. Hence, it is not recorded in purchases book. So here is the note. Transaction dated 25th is related to purchase of asset furniture. Hence, it is not recorded in purchases book. Now doing the total for this. 7 plus 3, 10, 10 plus 2, 12, 12 plus 4, 16, plus 1, 17. So we'll be writing here it as total 17,000. Next, coming to third problem with the same topic, page number 110, question number 3. Prepare purchases book. The transactions are given for the year 2018 for the month of December. The format for purchases book is date, particulars, inward invoice number, LF, details, amount, rupees. The first transaction is given on December 1st. Purchased goods from Pallavi 4,200. So here the date will be taken as 2018 December 1. In particulars, we'll be writing it as Pallavi, and the amount will be taken as 4,200. Then we have a transaction on December 5. Goods purchased from Teja 8,000 rupees. So here the date will be taken as December 5. In particulars, we'll be writing it as Teja, and the amount will be taken as 8,000 rupees. Then we have a transaction on December 10. Bought goods from Vedagini 3,800 rupees. So here the date will be taken as December 10, and the name of Vedagini will be shown in particulars column with the amount of purchases 3,800 in amount column. Then we have a transaction on December 24. December 14, purchased goods from Sudha 6,000, trade discount 600. Here the amount of trade discount is directly specified. So we need not do the calculation. We'll be just subtracting 600 from 6,000, and the final amount will be 5,400. This is how we show this. The date will be taken as December 14. In particulars column, we'll be writing the name Sudha with the amount of purchases 6,000 in details column. Why we are writing the amount in details column? Because we have to calculate trade discount and write the amount after subtracting trade discount. Less trade discount 600, subtracting 600 from 6,000. The final amount 5,400 will be shown in amount column. Then we have the last transaction for this problem, December 18. Purchased goods from Ramya, 2,000 rupees. The date December 18 will be shown in date column. Ramya will be shown in particulars column. The name Ramya will be recorded in particulars column, and the amount 2,000 will be shown in amount column. Now doing the total for this. 8 plus 4, 12, 12 plus 3, 15, 15 plus 1, 16, 16 plus 5, 21, plus 2, 23, plus 400, 23,400, which will be shown here as total 23,400. Meaning with next problem, page number 111, question number 4. Enter the following transactions in purchases book. Here is the solution. Purchases book, the format for which is date, particulars, inward invoice number, LF, which stands for ledger folio, details, amount, rupees. So the transactions are given for the year 2018 for the month of November. The first transaction is given on November 1, goods purchased from Chaitanya 5,000 as per invoice number 250. So in our previous 3 problems, the invoice number was not specified. So we used to leave the column inward invoice number as it is. Either we can leave the column as it is, or just we can write the numbers as 1, 2, 3. In this problem, as invoice numbers are specified with the respective transactions, so for that particular transaction, we'll be writing the invoice number specified here. So the first transaction is given on November 1, 2018. So in date column, we'll be writing the date as 2018 November 1. Goods purchased from Chaitanya 5,000 as per invoice 250. So as we have purchased goods from Chaitanya, the name of Chaitanya will be shown in particulars column. As we have purchased goods worth 5,000, 5,000 will be shown in amount column, and the invoice number 250 will be shown in inward invoice number. Then we have a transaction on November 12, goods purchased from Ravi 1,000 on credit, invoice number 300. So the date will be taken as November 12. In particulars, we'll be writing the name Ravi. Invoice number will be taken as 300, and the amount will be taken as 1,000 rupees. Then we have a transaction on November 18, purchased goods from Satish for 3,000 as per invoice number 105. The date will be taken as November 18. In particulars column, we'll be writing the name as Satish, and the amount will be taken as 3,000, and the invoice number will be taken as 105. Then we have a transaction on November 23rd, purchased goods from Pawan for cash 2,500 as per invoice number 410. So we have purchased the goods from Pawan. Here the name of a person is specified. It is a credit transaction, but along with the name of a person, for cash is also specified here. Along with the name of a person, for cash is also specified here. यहाँ पे purchases दिया हुआ है, from Pawan किसी इंसान का नाम दिया हुआ है, साथ साथ cash भी दिया हुआ है. So if the transaction was only purchased goods from Pawan, it would have been a credit transaction. But along with the name of a person, cash is also specified. So it becomes a cash transaction. So we are not going to record cash transactions, for which we'll be writing a note that transaction dated 23rd is a cash transaction. Hence, it is not recorded in purchases book. Then we'll be doing the total for this. Five plus 1, 6, 6 plus 3, 9. So we'll be doing the total as, we'll be writing a total, and the total is 9,000 rupees. Continuing with the topic, coming to problem number 5. Page number 111, question number 5. Enter the following transactions in purchases book and purchases returns book. So till now we have solved 4 problems. All these 4 problems are based only on the topic purchases book. But in this problem, we are asked to prepare purchases book as well as purchase returns book. We know the format for purchases book. Till now we are familiar with format for purchases book, which is date, particulars, inward invoice number, LF, details, amount, rupees. Now let us learn the format for purchase returns book, which is date, particulars, debit note. Instead of writing it as inward invoice number, we are writing it as debit note. We have LF, and we don't have details column for the format of purchase returns, and then we have amount column. So purchases book का format क्या है? Date, particulars, inward invoice, LF, details, amount. Purchase returns के format में करना क्या है? Details का column हटा देना है. We don't have the column for details in purchase returns book, and instead of writing inward invoice number, we are writing here it as debit note. Except for these 2 things. First, one, we don't have details column for purchase returns book. Here for purchases book we have details column, whereas for purchases returns book we don't have details column. Then instead of writing as inward invoice number, as in case of purchases book, we are writing debit note for purchase returns book. So these are the 2 changes in the format for purchase returns book. All other columns are same. Here we have date, here also we have date. Here we have particulars, here also we have particulars. Here we have LF, here we have LF, here we have amount, here we have amount. There was a column for details. Here we don't have any column for details. There it was shown as inward invoice number. Here it will be shown as debit note. So the format for purchases book is date, particulars, inward invoice number, LF, details, amount, rupees. Whereas the format for purchase returns book is date, particulars, debit note, LF, amount, rupees. So the transactions which are related to purchases will be shown in purchases book, and the transactions which are related to purchase returns will be shown in purchase returns book. The method of recording is same. Date के column में date लिखना है, particulars में नाम लिखना है, amount के column में amount लिखना है. In date column we'll be writing the date. In particulars column we'll be writing the name of the person from whom we have purchased the goods or to whom we have returned the goods. In amount column we'll be recording the amount of purchase or the amount of goods returned. Everything is same. Only we need to identify whether the transaction is to be recorded in purchases book or the transaction is to be recorded in purchase returns book. So let us solve the problem. Here is the question. The transactions are given for the year 2018 for the month of August. The first transaction is given on August 1st as purchased goods from Krishna 6,000. So it is a transaction of purchases. It will be shown in purchases book as 2018 August 1st, Krishna 6,000 rupees. Then we have a transaction on August 4, goods purchased from Mallesh 3,500. Again, it is a transaction of purchases. So it will be shown in purchases book August 4, Mallesh, and the amount will be taken as 3,500. Then we have a transaction on August 8 as return goods to Krishna. So here we have purchased the goods from Krishna, which was shown in purchases book. Here on August 8, we are returning goods to Krishna worth 600. It will be shown in purchase returns book. So here in purchases returns book, we'll be writing it as 2018 August 8, Krishna 600 rupees. Then we have a transaction on August 13, bought goods from Naveen 2,000 rupees. It is a transaction of purchases, which will be shown in purchases book as August 13, Naveen 2,000 rupees. Then we have a transaction on August 16, goods returned to Mallesh 400. Here we purchased goods from Mallesh, which was shown in purchases book. Now we are returning goods to Mallesh. It will be shown in purchase return book as August 16, Mallesh 400 rupees. Then we have a transaction on August 22, purchased goods from Ravi 4,000, which is a transaction of purchases, which will be shown in purchases book as August 22, Ravi 4,000 rupees. So now we'll be doing the total for both the books as we are done with all the transactions given in the question. Now we'll be doing the total for both the books. The total for purchases book is 6 plus 3, 9, 9 plus 2, 11, 11 plus 4, 15 plus 500, 15,500, which will be shown here as total 15,500. Now doing the total for purchase returns book, 600 plus 400, it becomes 1,000, which will be shown here as total 1,000 rupees. Hope you all are able to understand. Continuing with the same topic, problem number 6. Page number 111, question number 6. enter the following transaction in proper subsidiary books. The transactions are given for the year 2018 for the month of June. So till now, the question used to specify for problem number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The question used to specify the book which we are required to prepare. So from problem number 1, 2, 3, and 4, we have prepared purchases book as the question specified us to prepare purchases book. In question number 5, it was specified as prepare purchases book and purchase returns book. But whereas for problem number 6, it is given as enter the following transaction in proper subsidiary books. Proper subsidiary books in the sense we need to read the transaction and we need to identify whether the transaction will be recorded in purchases book or the transaction is to be recorded in purchase returns book. So the transactions are given for the year 2018 for the month of June. Let us go through the transactions. Purchase goods from Arun. So it is a transaction of purchases. We'll be preparing purchases book. Second transaction is also related to purchases. Return outward is the other name for purchase returns. Here return outward, it is the other name for purchase returns. So it is clear that we are required to prepare purchases book and purchase returns book. So remember that return outward is the other name for purchase returns, whereas return inward is the other name for sales return. Return outward purchase returns का दूसरा नाम है, return inward sales returns का दूसरा नाम है. So we are required to prepare purchases book and purchase return book for this problem. So the format for here is the solution. The format for purchases book is date, particulars, inward invoice number, LF, details, amount rupees. Whereas the format for purchase returns book is date, particulars, debit note, LF, amount rupees. Let us go through the transactions and post them in their respective books. 2018 June 1 purchased goods from Arun 2500. So the date will be taken as 2018 June 1 Arun and the amount will be shown as 2500. Then we have a transaction on June 3 purchased goods from Prakash 7000. Again, it is a transaction of purchases which will be shown in purchases book as June 3 Prakash and the amount will be shown as 7000. Then we have a transaction on June 6 return outward to Arun 800 rupees, which is a transaction of purchase return. Will be shown in purchase return book as 2018 June 6 Arun 800 rupees. Then we have a transaction on June 14 purchased goods from Nagaraj 10,000 trade discount 10%. So we'll be showing it in purchases book as June 14 Nagaraj. The amount 10,000 will be shown in details column and we'll be doing the calculation. Less trade discount in details column as 10,000 into 10 by 100. 0,000 gets cancelled. 1,000 into 1 divided by 1,000. Again, it works out to be 1,000. And the simple technique for calculating 10% is we need to reduce 1 zero. 10,000 में से एक zero कम कर दीजिए आप, it becomes 1,000. Either we can go with the technique or we can go with the calculation. The answer will be the same. 10% निकालने का आसान तरीका क्या है? जितने zeros है उसमें से एक zero कम कर दीजिए. If you go through the calculation, even then the value will be the same. So 10% of 10,000 is 1,000. Subtracting trade discount of 1,000 from total purchases 10,000, the leftover value 9,000 will be shown in amount column. Then we have a transaction on June 19. Goods purchased from Nikhil for cash 4,000. So it is a transaction of cash. So it is cash purchases. We are not going to record it. For which we will be writing a note that transaction dated June 19 is a cash transaction. Hence it is not recorded in purchases book. Then we have a transaction on June 25. Goods returned to Nagaraj 1,200 rupees. It is a transaction related to purchase returns. So we'll be showing it in purchase return book as June 25 Nagaraj 1,200 rupees. Then we have a transaction on June 28. Bought goods from Vishal 1,500. It is a transaction of purchases. Will be shown in purchase book as June 28 Vishal 1,500. Now as we are done with all the transactions, we'll be just doing the total for both the books, purchases book as well as purchase returns book. So 9 plus 1 10, 10 plus 7 17 plus 2 19 plus 1 20. So here it will be shown as total 20,000. Here also the total is 1,200 plus 800 is 2,000, which will be shown as total 2,000 rupees. Continuing with the same topic, problem number 7. Page number 112, question number 7. Enter the following transaction in sales book. So till now we have prepared purchases book and purchase returns book. Now we are going to learn about new book, sales book. So the format for which will be the same as that of purchases book. Instead of inward invoice, here we'll be writing it as outward invoice. The format for purchases book was date. Here also we have date. Particulars. Here also we have particulars. In purchases book, we used to write it as inward invoice number. Whereas for sales book, we are writing it as outward invoice number. In purchases book, we had LF. Here also we have LF, which means ledger folio. Here we have, there in purchases book we had details. Here also we have details. In purchases book we had amount column. Even here we have amount column. The only difference in purchases book and sales book for with respect to format is that in purchases book we used to write it as inward invoice number, whereas for sales book we are writing it as outward invoice number. And in purchases book we used to write the name of the person from whom we have purchased. We are writing the name of the person to whom we sold goods. In purchases book, we are writing the name of the persons from whom we have purchased the goods, whereas in sales book, we are writing the name of the persons to whom we have sold the goods. तो purchases book में जिन लोगों से खरीदे उन लोगों के नाम लिखना है, sales book में जिन लोगों को बेचे उन लोगों के नाम लिखना है. So the method of recording will be the same. So the transactions are related to the year 2019 for the month of February. Sold goods to Sampath 2,250. So here the date will be taken as 2019 February 1. In particulars, we'll be writing the name Sampath and the amount will be shown as 2,250. Then we have a transaction on February 6. Sold goods to Manohar 2,000 rupees. So here the date will be taken as February 6. Manohar will be shown in particulars column and the amount 2,000 will be shown in amount column. Then we have a transaction on February 10, cash sales 1,800. So at the time of preparing purchases book, we used to write a note for cash transaction. Similarly, we'll be writing a note for cash transaction in sales book as well, that transaction dated 10 is a cash transaction and is hence not recorded in sales book. जिस तरह purchases book में cash transactions और purchase of asset नहीं लिखते थे, उसी तरह sales book में भी cash transactions और sale of asset record नहीं करेंगे. Then we have a transaction on February 16, sold goods to Murli 5,000, trade discount 5%. So here the date will be taken as February 16. Murli will be shown in particulars column. 5,000 will be recorded in details column as we have to do the calculation for trade discount. 10% of 5,000 will be 500. 5% will be half of it, which is 250. So here is the calculation 5,000 into 500. Subtracting 250 from 5,000, the final value 4750 will be shown in amount column. Then we have a transaction on February 20. Goods sold to Shankar on credit 2,500, which will be shown as February 20, Shankar 2,500. As we are done with all the transactions, now let us do the total for sales book. 4 plus 2, 6. 6 plus 2, 8. 8 plus 2, 10. 10,700. 11,200. 11,400. 11,500. So here it will be shown as total 11,500. Continuing with next problem, page number 112, problem number 8. Question number 8. Prepare sales book from the following particulars. Transactions are given for the year 2018 for the month of May. What is the format for sales book? Date, particulars, outward invoice number, LF, details, amount, rupees. The transaction is given on 2018 May 1st. Sold goods to Kiran 10,000. So here the date will be taken as 2018 May 1st. Kiran and the amount 10,000 will be shown in amount column. Then we have a transaction on May 8th. Sold goods to Kalyan 6,000. Trade discount 10%. What is 10% of 6,000? We need to reduce 1 0. 6,000 has 3 zeros. If we reduce 1 0, it becomes 600. So trade discount amount is 600. Subtracting 600 from 6,000, it becomes 5,400, which will be shown here as May 8. Kalyan 6,000 will be shown in details column. Less trade discount 6,000 into 10 by 100, which works out to be 600. Subtracting 600 from 6,000, it becomes 5,400. Then we have a transaction on May 12. Goods sold to Sanjeev for cash 3,000. Again, it is a transaction of cash. Hence, it is not recorded in sales book, for which we will be writing a note that transaction dated 12th is a cash transaction. Hence, it is not recorded in sales book. Then we have a transaction on May 18. Sold goods to Jeevan 4,600 rupees. So the date will be taken as May 18. In particular, we will be writing the name Jeevan and the amount will be taken as 4,600. Then we have a transaction on May 24. Sold old machinery to Sandeep 2,500. It is a transaction related to sale of asset, which is not recorded in sales book, for which we will be writing a note that transaction dated 24th is related to sale of asset machinery. Hence, it is not recorded in sales book. Then we have a transaction on May 26. Goods sold to Vasu 8,000 rupees, which will be shown here as May 26. Vasu 8,000 will be shown in amount column. Now, as we are done with all the transactions, we will be doing the total for this book, sales book. 10 plus 5, 15, 15 plus 4, 19, plus 1, 20, plus 8, 28. So here we'll be writing it as total 28,000. Next, coming to next problem, page number 113, question number 9. Again, we are asked to prepare sales book. What is the format for sales book? The format for sales book is date, particulars, outward invoice number, LF, details, amount, rupees. So the transactions are given for the year July, for the year 2018, for the month of July. So the date is, the first transaction is given as sold goods to Nikhil, rupees 7,500 as per invoice number 410, 410. So the date will be taken as 2018 July 1st. In particulars column, we'll be writing the name Nikhil. In invoice number column, we'll be writing the number 410, and the amount of sales will be recorded 7,500 in amount column. Followed by the next transaction on July 3rd, sold goods to Rutvik on credit 5,500 as per invoice number 101. So here the date will be taken as July 3. Rutvik will be shown in particulars column. Invoice number will be taken as 101, and the amount will be shown as 5,500. Then we have a transaction on July 12, sold goods to Jairam 4,000 as per invoice number 370, trade discount 10%. So the date here will be taken as July 12. The name Jairam will be shown in particulars column. 4,000 amount will be shown in details column, followed by trade discount. We will be subtracting this trade discount 4,000 into 10 by 100, which works out to be 400. What is the simple technique for calculating 10%? Whatever is the value, we need to reduce 1 zero from it. 4,000 has 3 zeros. If we reduce 1 zero from it, it becomes 400. Subtracting 400 from 4,000, it becomes 3,600. And the invoice number is taken as 370. Then we have a transaction on July 18, sold goods to Sharma for cash 8,000. It is a cash transaction. We are not going to record cash transaction, which will be shown and note as transaction dated 18 is a cash transaction, hence it is not recorded in sales book. Then we have a transaction on July 24, goods sold to Arun 6,400 as per invoice number 220. So here the date will be taken as July 24. In particular column will be writing it as Arun, and invoice number will be writing it as 220, and the amount will be taken as 6,400. As we are done with all the transactions, we will do the total for the problem. 7 plus 5, 12, 12 plus 1, 13 plus 3, 13 plus 3, 16, 16 plus 6, 22 plus 1, 23. So here the total is 23,000, which will be shown here as total 23,000. Continuing with next problem, page number 113, question number 10. Record the following transactions in sales book and sales return book. So one more thing that we are going to learn in this problem is sales return book. Till now we have learned how to prepare purchases book, purchase return book, sales book. In this problem we are going to learn sales return book. The format for purchases book was date, particulars, inward invoice, left details, amount. Whereas the format for sales book was date, particulars, outward invoice, left details, amount. The format for purchase returns book was date, particulars, debit note, LF, amount. Whereas the format for sales return book will be date, particulars, credit note, LF, amount. So purchases returns, here it was debit note. The column was debit note, whereas for sales returns, the column is credit note. So these are the changes in the format for purchase book, sales book, purchase return book, sales return book. Let us continue with the problem. The transactions are given for the year 2018 for the month of September, and the first transaction is given on September 1 as sold goods to Satyam 2,500, which will be shown in sales book. The format for sales book is date, particulars, outward invoice number, LF, details, amount rupees. The date will be taken as 2018 September 1. Satyam will be recorded in particulars column, and the amount of sale 2,500 will be shown in amount column. Then we have a transaction on September 5, sold goods to Ajay 7,200. Again, it is a transaction of sales, which will be shown in sales book as September 5, Ajay 7,200. Then we have a transaction on September 7, goods sold to Varun 2,800. Again, it is a transaction of sale, which will be shown in sales book as September 7, Varun 2,800. Then we have a transaction on September 10, Satyam returned goods 300 rupees. So till now we have sold goods to Satyam. In this transaction, Satyam is returning goods to us. So it is a transaction of sales return, which will be shown in sales return book. So the format for sales return book is date, particulars, credit note, LF, amount rupees. So here we'll be writing it as 2018 September 10, Satyam 300 rupees. Then after September 10, we have a transaction on September 14, sold goods to Akila 4,000 rupees. Again, it is a transaction of sales, which will be shown in sales book as September 14, Akila 4,000 rupees. Then we have a transaction on September 16, return inward from Varun 200 rupees. Return inward is the other name for sales return. So return outward is the other name for purchase returns. whereas return inward is the other name for sales returns. So return outward purchase returns का दूसरा नाम है, return inward sales returns का दूसरा नाम है. So return inward from Varun 200, it will be shown in sales return book. तो सेल्स रिटर्न बुक में हम जाके लिखेंगे सितंबर 16 200 रुपीज, September 16 Varun 200 rupees. Then after September 16 we have a transaction on September 25, goods sold to Karthik for cash 3000 rupees. It is a cash transaction which is not recorded in sales book, for which we will be writing a note that transaction dated 25th is a cash transaction, hence it is not recorded in sales book. Now as we are done with all the transactions, we will be doing the total for sales book as well as for sales return book. So here is the total: 4 plus 2 6, 6 plus 7 13, 13 plus 2 15, 16,500. So here we will be writing it as total 16,500, whereas the total for sales return book is 3 plus 2 500. Continuing with the next problem, page number 113, question number 11. Prepare sales book and sales return book from the following information. So again we are required to prepare sales book and sales return book. So the transaction, the format for sales book is date, particulars, outward invoice number, LF, details, amount rupees, whereas the format for sales return book is date, particulars, credit note, LF, amount rupees. The first transaction is given for the year 2017 May 1, sold goods to Rahul 6,500, which will be shown in sales book as 2017 May 1. In particulars will be writing the name Rahul and the amount 6,500 will be recorded in amount column. Then we have a transaction on May 3, sold goods to Manish 6,000, which will be shown here as May 3 Manish 6,000. Then we have a transaction on May 8, return goods by Rahul. So return goods by Rahul 700. It is a transaction of sales return which will be shown in sales return book as 2017 May 8 Rahul 700. Then after the transaction May 8 we have a transaction on May 11, sold goods to Rajkumar 12,000. It is a transaction of sales which will be shown in sales book as May 11 Rajkumar 12,000. Then we have a transaction on May 14, sold goods to Bharat 11,000. It is a transaction of sales which will be shown in sales book as May 14 Bharat 11,000 rupees. Then we have a transaction on May 17, return goods from Rajkumar. So here we have sold goods to Rajkumar which was recorded on sales book. This time Rajkumar is returning goods to us. So it is a transaction of sales return which will be shown in sales return as May 17 Rajkumar 2,000 rupees. Then we have another transaction on May 21, sold goods to Anand 9,000 rupees. It is a transaction of sales which will be shown in sales book as May 21 Anand 9,000 rupees. Now as we are done with all the transactions, now let us do the total for sales book as well as sales return book. 11 plus 9 20, 30, 36, 38, 44,500. So here the total is 44,500 and here the total is 2,000 plus 700, 2,700. Continuing with the next problem, page number 114, question number 12. Record the following transactions in proper subsidiary books. Again, the question has specified us to prepare proper subsidiary books. So the transactions are given for the year 2017 for the month of October. So we need to identify the transaction and then we need to prepare subsidiary books. So the transactions are related to sales, purchases, goods returned by Archana, sales return. So in this goods returned to Divya, purchase return. So in this problem, we have all four books: purchases book, purchase returns book, sales book, and sales return book. After this problem, we will conclude this session. Then we continue in another session. So first, here are the transactions. The transactions are given for the year 2017, October 1st. The first transaction is related to sales book. So it will be shown in sales book. So here we have sales book as a format is date, particulars, outward invoice, LF, details, amount rupees. 2017, October 1, Archana, 10,000 rupees. Then we have a transaction on October 4, goods purchased from Divya 6,000, which is shown in purchases book 2017, October 4, Divya 6,000 rupees. Then we have a transaction on October 8, purchase goods from Manasvi 8,000. Again, it is a transaction of purchases. Will be shown in purchases book as October 8, Manasvi 8,000 rupees. Then we have a transaction on October 10, goods returned by Archana 500. So here we have sold goods to Archana, which was shown in sales book. Now as Archana is returning goods, it will become a transaction of sales return, which will be shown in sales return book as October 10, Archana. So 2017, October 10, Archana, 500 rupees. After October 10, we have a transaction on October 14, goods sold to Shivani, 3,000 rupees. So here we have a, we'll be showing this in sales book as Here we'll be showing this in sales book as October 14, Shivani, 3,000 rupees. After October 14, we have a transaction on October 16, return goods to Divya, 300 rupees. So here we have purchased goods from Divya on October 4th. It was a transaction of purchase. Now as we are returning goods to Divya, it becomes a transaction of purchase returns, which will be shown in purchase return book as 2017 October 16, Divya, 300 rupees. Then we have a transaction on October 18, purchased goods from Madhuri, 4,000 rupees. It is a transaction of purchases, will be shown in purchases book as October 18, Madhuri, 4,000 rupees. Then we have a transaction on October 20, Shivani, return goods, 200 rupees. So here on October 14, we sold goods to Shivani. It was a transaction of sales. Now it becomes a transaction of sales return, which will be shown in sales return book as October 20. So here it will be shown as October 20, Shivani, 200 rupees. After October 20, we have two more transactions. October 21, return outward to Manasvi, 400. Return outward is the other name for purchase return, and return inward is the other name for sales return. So return outward means purchase returns, which will be shown in purchase return book as October 21, Manasvi, 400 rupees. And coming to the last transaction for the problem, which is on October 25, goods sold to Sharanya on credit, 7,000 rupees, which will be shown in sales book as October 25, Sharanya, 7,000 rupees. As we are done with all the transactions, we'll just do the total for all the books and then we'll conclude the session. 6 plus 4, 10, 10 plus 8, 18,000. So here we'll be writing the total of purchases book as total 18,000. 4 plus 3, 700. So we'll be writing the total for purchase returns book as total 700. Then 10 plus 7, 17 plus 3, 20. We'll be writing the total for sales book as total 20,000. Then we'll be doing the total for sales return book 5 plus 2, 700. We'll be writing it as total 700 rupees. Hope you all have understood the topic. See you all in next session. Thank you.